Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Brekaton. Let's wrap this up. Papers are the radically scribbled calculations and formulas. The words "I promise" are written repeatedly in the margins. Charged with several dozen large diamonds. They appear to have been used in an unsuccessful attempt to cast spells. A simple diagram of a tower next to a quick sketch of a room with a large crystal in the center. An empty stand that may have once held a large crystal. A resurrection scroll that has been ripped to pieces.
I'm always ready.
Something about this strange place feels oppressive. The air is still and silent, and you can hear the distant echoes of words, promises, and battle cries. You strain to hear what's being said, but you can only make out a few words. Finally, "See, sorcerer. I promise. I promise."
Can't be dismissed as a calculation error. You knew failure was a possibility. Then why? Why?
Areelu's silhouette looks just as surreal as the sounds that fill this space. She's not looking at you and seems lost in thought. Her voice is dull and tired, and there is no trace of the hospitality she showed you at the entrance to the fortress. It's over, Areelu. There's nowhere left for you to run.
Yes, it's decided. I will tell you the truth before we fight to the death. Would you like to know why I upended your life?
Areelu barely seems to hear you. After a while, she turns toward you, as if noticing you for the first time. She looks at you for a moment, and her expression changes. The tiredness in her eyes gives way to a cold, hard resolve. Speak.
This place is my Demiplane. I created it when I was a prisoner in Threshold. I would slip away to conduct my rituals here in secret. This is where I decided to create what mortals would later call the World Wound. This is where I made all my preparations. Do you understand? Escaping was never my goal. I could have easily disappeared from Threshold. I could have passed through it like water through sand.
Areelu's voice drops to a hurried whisper.
Some believe that I brought Sarkoris to ruin out of revenge, and I suppose there is some truth to that. I did have reason for revenge. You've been to this secret part of my laboratory and know what I'm talking about. Or at least you have an inkling. My laboratory. The old house in the middle of nowhere that marked the entrance to my lab. It was the home of Areelu Vorlesh when I was still a mere mortal. I lived there with my son, away from the din of the crowd, and sheltered from the keen gaze of the Sarkorian witch hunters. It was a place where the reality of our world was in close proximity to the abyss. A place where I could study the magic forbidden to all Sarkorians. I thought I had hidden my home well, but I was wrong. They found it. They found us. At that hour, I was there, in the laboratory. That damned laboratory I loved so much. I was absorbed in one of my experiments when the hunters arrived on our doorstep. I was sitting at my desk, recording my observations, thoughts, and calculations, as was my habit. That's when I heard the noise outside. The fight was brief. It barely lasted a moment. By the time I sensed that something was amiss and hurried out to see what was happening, it was too late. All I could do was cradle the body of my dead child and cry after their departing soul. I promise.
Why did the Sarkorian hunters attack your son?
Because they saw him with a scroll that he had secretly borrowed from my supply. He was trying to perform a forbidden ritual. Children, they are always drawn to the unknown. But for the Threshold Hunters, this child playing with a magical trinket he stole from an adult was just as much of a criminal as the worst demon worshippers.
I'm gonna go with option 2, though there are notable exceptions to this. Like if a child's about to take out a whole bunch of people. You might have to stop him, you know? But nothing can justify the killing of a child.
I am not concerned with whether it was justified or not, or with the application of morality, the law, or the teachings of any god. Look around you. This Demiplane. The first time I escaped from my cell and ran here, I was trying to resurrect my son. I tried many things, but all my efforts were in vain. The soul had already received Pharasma's judgment, and had been sent on the path determined by the gods. Into the abyss.
Areelu was silent for a long time, then speaks in a dull voice. See her trying to resurrect her son. All the stuff we saw previously, all those descriptions, like the diamonds and the resurrection scroll being torn up. Obviously it's her attempts to resurrect her child.
And when I realized that, I rebelled. But not against my jailers. Not against those who had murdered my child. Not even against Sarkoris. My uprising was against destiny. Death, and the laws that the gods had forced upon our lives. I realized then that I wouldn't be satisfied with simply returning my son to life. I had to shatter this order once and for all, and make it so that neither Pharasma and her lackeys nor death itself could ever stand between us. Only by stepping beyond the bounds of what had been ordained for mortal kind, by obtaining powers that rivaled the divine, could we become free.
Areelu's voice goes stronger, and a storm rages in her eyes.
And with this newfound purpose, I turned myself into a half-demon. Fusing the spiritual essence of the two planes was the only way I could achieve my goal. I let the abyss into my soul, and into this world. I opened the world wound. I danced around 3 demon lords, making them assist me without ever revealing my true intentions. They just believed they were dealing with another power-hungry mortal. But in reality, I was after one thing. I wanted to find what was left of my son's soul, and give him a new birth. One that would prevent anything from ever harming him again.
Areelu chuckles.
And then I found you. I chose you because I felt a faint affinity to you. I thought your soul could accept the remains of my son's soul, like the soil takes a seed. I thought I could bring back my child by tethering the mangled remnants of his soul to a pure mortal soul untouched by the abyss. I thought the power of the Nahindrian crystals would allow me to protect him forever. That I could tear him away from the dominion of mortal nature. But I was mistaken in both assumptions. Now I'm about to face the consequences of my mistake. You will witness them as well.
The strange reverberating echoes of the Demiplane fall silent. All I can hear now is Areelu's sad, quiet voice.
Death to invaders!
The light, take you!
Cover me, alright?
Don't hold back!
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Fall!
Alright, another mythic rank. I may just do improved critical mythic on my main character. Your critical strikes with your chosen weapon are deadlier than most. Benefit, your critical multiplier with your chosen weapon is increased by 1. Oh, that seems pretty good. Speed of light. So I think these three are new. Demiplane. Actually, I think this is old. Guide the Faithful and Speed of Light are new. To Guide the Faithful, attacks with the imbued weapon now mark the target for 1 minute, making the target visible, giving the target a -4 penalty on stealth checks and a -4 penalty to armor class. In Speed of Light, the wielder of the imbued weapon is now under an effect similar to Haste, for granting 2 additional attacks instead of 1, and making all spells of 7th level or lower quickened, as though using the Quicken spell feat. That seems pretty good. Especially since a paladin only gets to level 4 spells by default. Of course, as an angel we get more. Army of Heaven. All allies in a 30-foot radius gain the combined effect of the Avenger's Blessing, Mind Blink, and Holy Sword spells for 1 hour. Eye of the Sun. Every enemy in a 30-foot radius takes 12 damage per caster level. Half of this damage is fire damage, half of it is holy. A successful reflex saving throw reduces the amount to 1d12 damage per caster level. Phoenix Gift. For 1 minute per caster level, whenever the target would be brought below 0 hit points, it is instead healed to a maximum and deals 1d6 fire damage per caster level to all enemies in a 20-foot radius. And Rekindle. Spell functions as Resurrection, but affects every ally in a 30-foot radius around the caster. Seem really good. I think Army of Heaven times 2 is probably worth it. Oh, it's for 1 hour. We really only need it 1 time. Sela. Vital Strike Mythic, I guess. You strike your foes with incredible force. Benefit. Whenever you use Vital Strike, Improved Vital Strike, or Greater Vital Strike to multiply the number of dice you roll for damage. You also multiply your Strength bonus, Weapons Enhancement bonus, and other bonuses that would normally be multiplied on a critical hit by the same number. Extra damage from sources that wouldn't normally be multiplied on a critical hit isn't multiplied by this feat. Oh, maybe I don't want that. Oh, yeah, let's do this instead. Mythic Armor Focus, Heavy Armor, Assault. You become adept at fighting in armor fitted with sharp blades. While wearing heavy armor, whenever you hit a target with a melee attack, you do additional slashing damage equal to 1d6 plus your armor's armor class. Golfray. Flawless Attacks. You only suffer a -4 penalty on your iterative attacks instead of a -5 penalty. Destructive Shockwave, we've seen that before, but we've seen Flawless Attacks before too. In fact, I might go with that on Oberg instead. Maybe Spell Focus Abjuration on Social for Dispel Magic. And Flawless Attacks maybe on Woljif. we do need to rest up if I want to cast those spells in the final fight.
I'm gone. We do it my way.
You should not have come here. I, Areelu Vorlesh, the one you call the Betrayer, have nothing to offer you but death. Karamzadeh, I will give you the chance to avenge your death. Rise.
Curse you, mortal scum! You have struck ice into my heart. I will devour your souls to loosen its freezing grip.
I won't let you hurt my friends. Am I doing it wrong?
Go get him, storyteller. The Paralytic did not last long. He's getting hit by. Well, I should probably pull back. Do a dare. I don't know why he's running forward with Divine Zap.
You're irrelevant.
Simply business.
I will resist.
I can push through this? This condition is irrational.
Victory is worth the pain.
Vengeance!
You're in my way.
Alright, nothing to it. I mean, really having Nenio back at that fight makes things really easy. Also, having a full party makes it a lot easier.
We meet again, mortal. I intruded into the sanctum of your allies, and then you intruded into my home and temple. But at last, we stand face to face in threshold on neutral ground. In Iz, you struck down my creator and master Deskari, but if that makes you dismissive of his echo, if you think I do not pose a threat, then you are greatly mistaken.
There's a strange tremor in the Echo of Deskari's voice, as if he's extremely agitated or excited. Where's Deskari? Is he too afraid to fight me personally?
Master is in the abyss, in his realm. No, he does not wish to meet with you yet. A demon lord cannot afford 2 deaths in succession. It will kill them permanently.
The Echo lets out some kind of strange scream that sounds like the screech of a bird. Hope you don't try to run from me this time. You owe me a great deal, Echo, and I intend to collect that debt right now.
So many words. I prefer pleas and screams. And believe me, I will make you scream. He lost to you. He lost. The great Deskari himself lost to a mortal. So what happens if I succeed where the great lord failed? If an echo destroys the one its originator could not defeat, who would that make me? What would it prove? I'll risk my life to know. You are not just my enemy, you are my chance. A chance I won't miss.
The quiver in the Echo's voice is more noticeable now. He is afraid. He's terrified by what he is saying, yet his eagerness compels him to continue. Are you in such a hurry to die, beast? Well, I'm more than happy to oblige. Time has come to pay for all the evil you've committed, Echo. I'm delighted that I've lived long enough to witness this moment.
Into the fray.
Bring down the divine wrath. Strike! I do what I must.
This terrible war is finally at an end. My heart is full of hope and pride. 100 years of voluntary confinement in the temple, my imprisonment in the abyss, it was all worth it. For the first time in my life, I feel truly free. I never felt more alive. We're inside the Threshold Fortress. Can you believe it? Not long ago, this would have been impossible.
I'm gone.
I have to run back up here. I'm going to rest up so I can use some of the high-level spells before the final fight. Just to show them off, really. So I think what we'll do here is we'll rest up, we'll buff up, and then we'll wrap it up. And then next time... Well, I probably won't get... Oh, wait. There we go. Not that I think it really matters. But next time we'll confront the witch at the World Wound. I would normally push through to the end, but there is the epilogue to read after that, so it's still going to be pretty
We do
lengthy
it my
regardless.
way. My skills are absolute. We should move.
Ona adaya ona ada minimosi travisi. Aporane sentes. Ona adayana. Ona adayana. Ona adayana. Magritium turinos. Aporane sentes. Ona ada minimosi travisi. Abranda gra minimosi travisi. Ona adayana. Minimosi travisi. Amronda gratio. Amronda. Amronda. Ona adayana.
It's time to act.
Ona adayana. Ona adayana. Amorone sentes. Ona adayana. Ona adayana. Amorone sentes. Ona adayana.
A bright future awaits us.
Inimos Travis. Ona Adayana. Ona Adayana. Ona Adayana.
Magritium Turinos. Inimosi Travisi. Amranda Grata.
Ona Adayana.
Magritium Turinos. Inimosi Travisi. Inimosi Travisi.
My tail is restless.
No reason to pause.
Something wrong?
You are Galarian's last hope.
Inimos Travisi. Ona Adayana. Ona Adayana.
Inimosi Travisi.
Ona Adayana.
Inimosi Travisi. Inimosi Travisi. Amranda Gratio.
I will lend you my aid. Amorane sentes. Ona adayana. Ona adayana. Minimosi travisi. Amronda gratio. Ona adayana. Ona adayana. Ona adayana. Ona adayana. Ona adayana. Minimosi travisi. Minimosi travisi. Minimosi travisi. Stagioni sabitu. Stagioni sabitu. Stagioni sabitu. Stagioni sabitu. Stagioni sabitu. Ona adayana. Ona adayana. Amranda. Ona adayana. 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 Irimosi travi. Ona adayana. Listano danyam. Irimosi travisi. Irimosi travisi. Amronda gratior. Ona
I'm here.
adayana.
Riti.
Woash, now, Eya, Orama, 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 now, Eya, now, Eya, Orama, Riti.
I'm always ready.
We will win this war.
I feel more alive than ever.
The world has suffered enough.
Who? Me?
Alright, we should be all set. So I'm going to call it here. Next time we will confront Areelu Vorlesh at the World Wound. But for now, thanks for watching, and hope to see you guys in the next one.